Kafayat Adekunle is a mother of 5 children whose husband works as a bricklayer in town. Kafayat Adekunle works in a garri making factory where she peels cassava daily to earn money to sustain her family. She earns 300 naira per day. 300 naira to feed herself and the children with the support of her husband whenever the husband has something to contribute.
Kó tó di pé mo pàdé Olive nínú ilé kódà àárín ọ̀sẹ̀ kan èmi àtọmọ àtọkọ mi kódà lè má jẹ kankan.
Now she buys cassava herself and she even employs people to help her to peel, and she makes garri herself and sells. Now she has increased income. Another beneficiary is Ojedele Christiana. Ojedele Christiana works on the quarry site where she breaks stones every day. On this quarry site, each person is paid 50 to 60 naira per head pound. Sometimes Ojedele Christiana may not even go home with 3,000 naira or 2,000 naira in a week, because it's whatever the number of head pounds she's able to break throughout that week that she will be paid.
Orúkọ mi ni Ojedele Christiana. Mo jẹ́ oníṣòwò, ṣùgbọ́n nígbà tó dé kòríta kan kò sí agbára láti ṣe òwò yẹn mọ́. Kò sí owó àtijẹ àti mú wá. Iṣẹ́ ọkọ̀ gan ó dàrú. Èyí ló sún mi dé bí òkúta tí mo fi ń fọ́ òkúta. À ń fọ́ òkúta yìí láti bẹ̀ ni àwọn iléeṣẹ́ Olive sì gbé ìrànlọ́wọ́ kan wá fún wa nípa yíyá wa ní owó láti fi dín ìṣòro wa kù. Ìgbà tán yá wa lówó yìí a sì ń dá padà ní ọ̀sẹ̀ọ̀sẹ̀. Owó yìí ló ràn mí lọ́wọ́ láti lè tún di ẹni tó ń ta kùnú, ta zobo ní school tí a fi manage tí mo fi ń gbà wọ́n. Àwọn ọmọ tí mo bí jẹ́ ọmọ 4. Wọ́n sì ń lọ sí public school.
My name is Oluwatomi Adedeke. I'm the Executive Director of Olive Community Development Initiatives. Olive Community Development Initiative is a non-governmental organization that offer social services to women, girls and youth in Nigeria. We provide psychosocial support, legal aid support, welfare support, and support for medical treatment to survivors of gender-based violence. I will be talking to you about Olive Help. Olive Help is a program designed to help women and girls who need economic strengthening.
Ọmọ tó dàgbà jù nínú àwọn ọmọ yín tó ọmọ tó yẹ.
Ọmọ tó dàgbà jù náà díẹ̀ ló máa kó 21 years.
Ṣé wọ́n lọ school? Mélòó nínú wọn ló lọ school?
Ètò kò lọ sí ọwọ́ ti dé ní year 2019. Mo ní ìṣòro láti sanwó school SS1 wà nígbà yẹn lọ sí SS2. So ní a second time ní ìṣòro láti sanwó school. Àwọn tíṣẹ̀ àwọn sọ fún pé kó bá gbà fáwọn àwọn táwọn bá sùn pé àwọn sanwó school kí ní ìṣòro àwọn ọmọ mi táwọn ti fún ní táwọn ti bá ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn tó yẹ pé ẹlòmíì mọ kiri àtàgbà táwọn tó bá lóyún tán á lọ kiri àtàwọn onídàámọ̀ àwọn pé ìgbà tó wọ ọ̀rẹ́ tí wọ́n ń ṣẹlẹ̀ tí mílíọ̀nù dẹ̀ ti ń wò pé ó kọ́ tó lè lọ hábù bẹ́ẹ̀ ó fẹ́ kan dúró ní ìpàdé kọ́ṣẹ́.
The acronym HELP came from the word Household Economic Strengthening and Livelihood Program. Now, how did we start this program? This program emanated from our concerns for the women and girls in the community that we serve. When we first got to Eyenkoren community where we are now, we asked the youth associations and women groups on what services they want or what they want us to do for them. And many of them talked about the issue of empowerment. Some of the youth have learned skills, but they have no financial support to buy equipment to start their skills. And the women told us that they need money to augment their businesses. We have markets around here that is normally on every 5 days whereby goods are brought from rural areas. But these women need money to add to what they have so that they can buy on the market day, sell, and be able to go back to the market another 5 days to buy more goods. So they came to us and said they needed money. I said, okay, we'll see what we can do. And in the process of trying to see how we can support them, people started coming to the office. Sometimes some people will come that they needed money to pay for their medical treatment or even delivery. When there was a time a man came, the wife put to bed and he didn't have money. Some women will come that they needed money to even buy a drum to start selling soft drinks. Small things like that. And we assisted those we could, and that was when we said, oh, we needed to come up with a program. We got a consultant and we put our heads together to design the program.
Ọdún tá a ṣe December tá a ṣe yìí náà mi dùn bẹ́ẹ̀ ni torí pé mo ra nǹkan ọjọ́ tí mo ti marry everything nínú family tó bá tẹ̀ ti di December ni mo máa ń gbé but ìgbà tí ó ti di pé mi ì ṣiṣẹ́ mọ́ ó máa ń bà mí lẹ́rù pé kí la jẹ kí la mú but nínú ọdún yìí géènì tí mo rí mo kọ sílẹ̀ but bó ti yẹ pé inú ọdún yẹn mo dá sí méjì wá náà pé nísà jẹun máa ra nǹkan géènì tó wá kù tí bá ti tún tọdún tán màá tún bẹ̀rẹ̀ kíní yìí padà so that àwọn kọ́sítọ́mà òfin ní sá sí ìbòmí but ó wá rẹ̀ mí láti November fẹ́ parí báyìí àyẹ̀ ló rẹ̀ mí.
We have a lot of quarries around there, and we find so many women and children working on the quarry sites, breaking stones, and they are being paid 50 to 60 naira per hectare. Sometimes some of them are not break more than 1 or 2 in a day, and they are not being paid daily until the end of the week. So we solicited for support from some philanthropists, and some of the savings we had, we put it together, and we formed the women into groups and gave them 5,000 naira. Now, when we were about to start the program, we went on advocacy to some community leaders in communities where we targeted, and we had a sensitization program where women were told about the program, and a lot of them came to enroll. When the women enrolled, we had so many people that enrolled for the program, and we now had the challenge of choosing who would benefit first. Eventually, we came up with a poverty mapping index, which we used for all the women that enrolled, and with that index, we were able to determine who needs the money most or who needs it first. So the women were formed into groups according to the communities where they are or clusters, and each group had 15 women, and we gave 10 women 5,000 naira, and they had to be paying back weekly 500. We started with 500, and they put an administrative cost of 100 naira on it. And each week when they pay back, the next person gets the money, the 11th person gets. And that's how we did it until the 15th person got. Immediately the cycle ended, we started again. So with this money, the women were able to tell us that there was an improvement in their life.
Wọ́n yá wa lówó tó bí ẹ̀mẹrin sẹ́ẹ̀mẹ́ta nígbà yẹn ẹ̀mẹrin ní ti yá wa lówó a sì ń dá padà ẹ̀tí ń gba àsìkò tí wọ́n bá tún fún wa lówó ni kòrónà bẹ̀rẹ̀ kò jẹ́ kí wọ́n tí ì rí kankan sí fún wa.
àmọ́ tó lọ́wọ́ ìgbà tí mo pàdé Olive mo dúpẹ́ lọ́dọ̀ Ọlọ́run tí ọjọ́ mọ́ bí ebi Ọlọ́run ti mú kúrò ní ó ti mú kúrò nínú ìdílé wa. Ọmọ 5 ni mo bí. Àtọ̀ mo sì dúpẹ́ lọ́dọ̀ Ọlọ́run, èmi àti ọmọ mi àtọkọ mi àti àwa náà ti ń jẹ àjẹyó báyìí, ti ń jàjẹsẹ́kù.
Some of them were able to feed conveniently. Some said they were able to pay their children's school fees.
Ara àrànlọ́wọ́ tí wọ́n ṣe fún mi pé wọ́n rán ọmọ yìí lọ sílé ìwé, ó sì wà ní school nìsín. Ẹnu kí nǹkan jí pé mi kàn ṣe jẹ fún kí nǹkan wẹ̀ fún sọ ó sì gbà náà lé ìwé lọ. Wo gba nǹkan kan lọ́wọ́ mi. So good ìgbà tí a tó jáde tán wọ́n tó ka ẹgbẹ̀rún 7 lé mi lọ́wọ́.
Kọ́lẹ́jì ẹ̀yìn àpáta jẹ́lẹ̀ ń bẹ̀rẹ̀ ọ̀nà sanwó léwé ẹni oúnjẹ nìkan ni mo fún.
You know, and eventually now some of them have stopped working on the quarry site. There is another woman too that has stopped. She now has a space in the quarry market where she sells food stuff and go from one market to the other. One of the challenges we have here is that, first of all, according to the poverty mapping survey carried out by Kwara State Community and Social Development Agency in partnership with the Kwara State Ministry of Planning, Asa local government was found to be the poorest local government in Kwara State, with few infrastructure, social infrastructure. According to the Bureau of Statistics in Kwara State, Asa local government has more than 100 primary schools and less than 30 secondary schools. You can imagine when they finish primary school, some of the girls go to Lagos to work as house help, or some of them start hawking on the streets. So we have a lot of women here who need help one way or the other because some of them did not even complete their education, and the men too also need support.
Àwa ní ìsìnrú èmi ní ìsìn opó ni mí. Àwọn opó wọ́n ní ká pera wa jọ ká mọ̀ ṣèpàdé. Èmi gan ni gẹ́gẹ́ bí igbákejì alága tí mò ń tà sáà ń ṣèpàdé ní ìparí oṣù là ń ṣèpàdé à ń kóra wájú. Bẹ̀sì kòrónà yóò ti jàrí àti yọjú sí pé tọ̀ ibi àbápàdé wa dére o.
During the COVID-19 pandemic lockdown last year, we stopped the program. We could not continue giving women money, and because of the difficulties that was encountered, then we had to use some of the money we had to buy palliatives for the women. We are funded by ActionAid Nigeria through Global Affairs Canada to provide psychosocial support to women and girls who are going through one form of violence or the other. And ActionAid gave us support for 50 women to provide palliatives and some cash transfer. But of course that was not enough. So what we have from our olive oil, we gave to other beneficiaries to support them.
Ìrànlọ́wọ́ tí mo fẹ́ kẹ́ ẹ sọ fún mi pé ẹ fún mi lókun ràn mí lọ́wọ́ nípa tówó kí n máa rówó ṣiṣẹ́. Iṣu àtẹ̀lùbọ́ ni mò ń tà, àtọ́ka bàbà àgbàdo wíìtì ni mò ń tà ṣùgbọ́n ìdí kankan tà mọ́. Ẹ wo àpò yìí wọ́n kó fún mi ni ọlọ yìí ilé ọlọ tí mo ti máa gba ọlọ tẹ́lẹ̀tẹ́lẹ̀ ibẹ̀ bí ẹ ti tò pé ìyá kò ṣe kò gbà kí ló dé tí àárí yín mọ́ mo ní kò sí nǹkan lọ́wọ́ mi mọ́ ni wọ́n lọ́dà kí n wá kó ọ lọ.
Now we do not have any fund to continue the program, and we are trying to restructure the program and to get more funds to support women, because now as at from April last year till December we recorded about 104 cases of violence here. This year as at now we've recorded more than 13 new cases, and when we look at most of these cases, many of them are not empowered economically. Many of them do not have what they are doing. Some of them had businesses before, but the businesses were affected in one way or the other.
Àròjà kankan tà mọ́ ẹ̀gẹ́ tá aláǹ tó ń lọ rà ẹ̀gẹ́ wọn àti ẹ̀rọwó rà bá tiẹ̀ fẹ́ lọ rà àròwó rà.
Mo ti lo owó òun nítorí wípé ó rẹ̀ mí díẹ̀. Owó tí mo tún ní mo tún lè mọ̀ fi manage tí bá fẹ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ tọ́dún bá tán. Mo ti lo owó yẹn nítorí condition ara mi. Kì í ṣe nítorí pé wàhálà yẹn kò bá mi lára mu, ṣùgbọ́n torí pé ara tèmi ó ṣe tẹ́lẹ̀ tó fà á ni.
Even some of the women we supported said they had medical challenges and they used the money to pay for their medical treatment. Last year, ActionAid supported us, and 11 women were empowered. 11 women that had businesses they were doing, and they are doing fine. But we cannot meet the demand here. There are still a lot of women coming that needs help. And some of them are ready to work, some of them are ready to engage in cleaning business if we see the opportunity. Some of them are ready to work in people's houses, to clean, to cook, so that they can get something for themselves daily. One of the things we also did this year is to have our M&E units concentrate mainly on our beneficiaries to find out the impacts, and so that we can know how to restructure the program. And that was when we found out that some of them put in a lot of money for medical treatment, and we are already talking and thinking of how to get them enrolled in health insurance, so that they don't put all the money for their businesses into paying for medical treatment. If a woman is sick, or any of her child is sick, what do you expect? Whatever she has, definitely she will put it to make sure that everybody is okay.
Ǹjẹ́ tó ń bá fún yín ní ìrànlọ́wọ́ bíi bóyá bíi health insurance tó ṣe pé ẹ lè gba ìwòsàn ọ̀fẹ́ in case tó bá rẹ̀ yín ní ọjọ́ mi tẹ́ ẹ̀ ní kọ́wọ́ bọ owó ọjà yín.
Bí n bá mọ̀ ó kọ́dọ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ ọ̀run ebi ìtàn ní náwó ń bẹ̀ mọ́ ọjà mi ó sì máa lọ bẹ́ẹ̀ tí mi ò mọ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀ tí n bá mọ̀ gan ìní ṣe mi mọ̀ kàn ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀.
And for the sustainability of this program, we are looking at partnering with other organizations, partnering with companies, private organizations that have slots, that can give us slots for women to work, be paid daily, weekly, or monthly. And we are also thinking of, we are also planning to form some of the women with the same skills in groups, so that we can even empower them and support them as a group. Because sometimes we find out that one person cannot they cannot do the business on their own. So if 2 or 3 people that have the same skills, the same interests, are supported together, they will be able to go on with it for a long time.